Welcome to this comprehensive presentation on unpaid internships in Washington State. In 2026, Washington has the highest minimum wage in the United States at $16.66 per hour, making this classification more expensive here than anywhere else. Yet unpaid internships remain legal if they pass the Ninth Circuit's primary beneficiary test. We will examine the federal framework under the Fair Labor Standards Act, explore each of the 7 factors, and analyze Washington-specific enforcement risks. What exactly counts as a DEI activity under this order? Section 2 of EO 14398 defines racially discriminatory DEI activities broadly as any disparate treatment based on race or ethnicity. This covers recruitment, hiring, promotions, vendor agreements, training programs, mentorship initiatives, leadership development, and even participation in clubs or associations sponsored by the contractor. The order is written to capture programs denominated DEI or otherwise, meaning the label used does not matter, only the substance of the conduct. Contractors must also certify that they do not operate any programs promoting DEI that violate federal anti-discrimination laws. As the White House fact sheet states, DEI programs that prefer certain racial or ethnic groups are prohibited if they involve differential treatment. Section 3 of EO 14398 mandates a 6-part clause that must be included in every covered federal contract. First, the contractor will not engage in any racially discriminatory DEI activities as defined in Section 2. Second, the contractor must furnish all information, reports, and provide access to books and records as required by the contracting agency. Third, noncompliance may result in contract cancellation, termination, suspension, or debarment from future government contracts. Fourth, the contractor must report any subcontractor's known or reasonably knowable violations and take appropriate remedial actions. Fifth, the contractor must inform the agency if a subcontractor sues challenging the validity of this clause. And sixth, compliance with the clause is material to the government's payment decisions under the False Claims Act at Title 31, United States Code, Section 3729. The FAR Council's interim guidance under FAR Subpart 1.4 governs implementation within 60 days. The enforcement framework under EO 14398 is one of the most aggressive in federal contracting history. Agencies must cancel, terminate, or suspend any contract for noncompliance. Contractors can be suspended or debarred from all future federal contracts. The Attorney General is directed to prioritize False Claims Act actions against violators. Private whistleblowers can bring quitam actions under Section 3730 of Title 31. OMB, the Attorney General, and the EEOC will identify high-risk economic sectors. Each agency head must review implementation within 120 days. EO 14398 is the culmination of a year-long effort to reshape federal contracting policy. It started in January 2025 when President Trump revoked Executive Order 11246. That 1965 order had established affirmative action requirements for federal contractors for 60 years. The OFCCP was ordered to cease promoting diversity and affirmative action. Throughout 2025 and early 2026, multiple orders banned DEI across the military, the Foreign Service, the FAA, AI procurement, and school discipline. Then in March 2026, EO 14398 codified the prohibition in every federal contract clause. Federal contractors face an immediate compliance burden. First, audit all DEI programs for race or ethnicity-based differential treatment. Second, review all subcontractor agreements to ensure compliance. Third, prepare for document production by agencies at any time. Fourth, train HR, legal, and compliance teams on new obligations. As stated on the Department of Labor's website, the OFCCP is the primary enforcement body. Section 4B of EO 14398 orders the identification of high-risk economic sectors. Defense and aerospace contractors are at the top of the list. Technology and IT services follow closely. Healthcare and pharmaceutical companies are also in the crosshairs. Each agency must identify up to 9 potential investigations of large corporations and universities. EO 14398 has several important exceptions. Section 7A exempts preferences for veterans of the armed forces. The Randolph-Shepard Act for blind individuals is not affected. Section 7B preserves First Amendment protected speech. Section 7C protects academic instruction at federally funded institutions. The order applies to FPASA contracts, not all federal grants. EO 14398 is expected to face legal challenges. First Amendment challenges argue the broad definition may chill protected speech. Fifth Amendment due process challenges target suspension and debarment authority. Some question whether FPASA provides sufficient statutory authority. The order creates preemption conflicts with state laws. Let us summarize the key takeaways. First, EO 14398 bans racially discriminatory DEI activities in all federal contracts. Second, the six-part clause imposes reporting and False Claims Act liability. Third, contractors should immediately audit all DEI programs. Fourth, OMB and the EEOC will identify high-risk sectors. Fifth, monitor FAR amendments, OMB guidance, and legal challenges. You can find the official White House fact sheet by scanning the QR code. This presentation is for educational purposes only.